Hey guys, Rob out here, and I'm always in ImAlwaysInHotWater.com, out on a beautiful day out on Hilton Head. And as you guys can see, I'm out in the storage yard right now. We had this vessel out on the water on the weekend. We would have did video then, but she was kind of dirty. So we wanted to get her cleaned up. And my service guy is also coming by in a few minutes. And I'll get to the point on that. But what we have here is a 2001 Sea Fox 210 center console with a 2001 Mercury 2-stroke 150 XL, and she is in really good shape. And as you guys, if you don't know, a Legacy Boat Company ended in 2000 and changed over to Sea Fox in 2001. So actually the title says Legacy on it, but it's actually Sea Fox. So just in case that kind of question comes up at some point later on in the future, you know, 2001 Legacy did turn into Sea Fox. In fact, the hull ID numbers start out LYG from what I remember. Now, I'm going to kind of work from the bottom up. This is trailer is an aluminum. This trailer was actually purchased by the current owner in 2010. My papers just fell on the ground. Purchased in 2010. I do not have readable VIN on this. So if you're going within the state of South Carolina, it will be bill of sale, and also out of the state of South Carolina, it will be bill of sale. Then you guys know that then you would just have to go down to the sheriff's department and get a homemade tag. So just to put that to rest, it is a great trailer, torsion axle. It's been used only a few times by this particular owner. Even what's even cool, I haven't run into the actually the first time this year, aluminum bunks, which is pretty awesome. And overall, the trailer is in really good shape. My only concern on the trailer is, and it's been trailered, is from the tires been sitting. You are starting, even though the tread is great, you are starting to run into a little bit of dry rot, as you guys can see in some spots. And I do not know the last time the bearings were greased. So just to kind of keep that, but overall the trailer is in really good shape, and you know, it's just a beautiful trailer, and I really like those aluminum bunks, and this is heavy duty. That is just nice. Same thing with the tires on this side, so I would definitely keep in mind, although it's a beautiful trailer and has a great value, and it's hailing with disc brakes. Whether or not they work or not, we know how that goes. I'll give it a 50-50 shot. Let's just call it no. So now that we got the trailer out of the way, I'm going to work my way up into the hull. As you guys can see, the anchor. Now, she's just been rinsed off and cleaned up. And overall, the hull is in really nice cosmetic shape. We could probably use a bottle of on-off down here to kind of clean up that muck from the creeks. But overall, we're going to just take a quick walk through, and I really don't have any complaints. I am showing up under here, under the bow pulpit, that you got a nice little scratch there. You know, that's no big deal. And also, let's see, I'm walking through, and you guys, and I'll take the shakiness out in editing. The first couple of the seizures, if you get seizures, I apologize. On the vessel itself, you have a couple little chips and goobers, as you can see, probably from not getting the fenders out in time. But I don't really have any real complaints on the actual exterior of the hull itself. We can take a quick look at the Mercury 150. It has new lower unit oil in July, water pump, and has also been pressure tested, so we're good to go. We have it was also compression tested and fresh plugs. My service guy is actually going to give me the numbers on the compression test. I have pictures up on the site on this, and also keep in mind it is cable steering and not hydraulic steering, and also working trim tabs. And we kind of just take a quick look through so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Now since we're back here on the stern of the boat, you can take a look. There's your water wash down. You can kind of see you got some cosmetic, you know, probably just from you know, manufacturer not painting it correctly. I mean, it is a 2001. You got a couple little you know, cosmetic, you know, I don't know what you call it here almost. Just a little bit of chipping going on there. And I am showing over here, this is probably been painted and touched up from tilting up and just hitting up into here. But structurally, you know, no issues. But once again, as I always say, do not take my word for it. Please, if you feel it necessary, have the vessel surveyed. You know, they get, you know, on a boat like this, $20 a foot to sound test it and go through it and sea trial it. It's really up to you. I always recommend you bring a marine mechanic. Rob, as you guys know, tries not to take on boats that are going to sink on us out on the water. I'm going to take a look down in here. I want you guys to see that this is blank down here, and we will get to that. And you got some cosmetic. What I'm trying to do right now is just kind of run over the cosmetic issues on the vessel, if, you know, minimally. Trying to give you that walkthrough, so, you know, as you guys know, I'm going to try and find what I can so you are not going to waste your time and mine or the seller's time. And as we're walking through, bow rail, I mean, is great. Now, as we're taking a quick look through, you can kind of see from a 2001 vessel, you're getting a tiny bit of skrider cracking. And it looks like up here, my guess is probably from the anchor or little chippies going on there, but minimal cosmetic, and just basically where you see your screws, you're seeing that. Now, overall, the cushions are in really good shape. So you guys can see I have nothing really negative to report. No rips, no tears. The vessel has been very well taken care of. Even this is in, you know, I don't know, keep yourself from bumping up. On the leaning post, same thing, good shape. Also on the T-top is also in really good shape. You know, maybe another quick rinse, but no tears, no rips. It looks about as clean and neat and up on the bow. You know, if you're doing a lot of fishing, obviously keep this out. You have storage up underneath here, and also the cooler up on your center console. Your cushions also look good. So overall, as I go through the vessel, I'm not really showing any discernible stress. And up in the back here, we can kind of see here you got a little bit of cosmetic cracking, but, you know, once again, all cosmetic. You know, you got in the gunnels for your rod holders, which is real nice. And let's just take a quick look around, and then we'll get to the crux of the matter. When we were out on the vessel, one of the nav lights, green, is not working, so that needs a bulb. And this has actually been sealed up, so this does not, well, it actually comes off with the screws. So I know because I tried to get in there, and that was a bear. I took a picture of the electronics. It's up on the site. I think it was the fish finder and also the GPS. The GPS has got a little bit of a crack in the screen, but it works perfectly fine. And the fuel gauge is 100% up to speed, which is key here because, you know, I'm going to explain that in a minute. Unit insulator, DSC, always nice to have on the vessel. Now, working trim tabs. I just had to put something up there. I'm going to close this down. Now, as far as this vessel goes, she runs great. She's a good boat, a good value, great for fishing. You got your fish box and also your live well, and it's a pretty big live well. Well, it's not the biggest, but it's a nice size live well. On this particular vessel, the previous owner disconnected, and you could probably see in the pictures, the oil reservoir on the engine. He was old school and just decided that he was going to do oil and fuel in the tank itself. My service guy is coming by to pick up this vessel. He's going to basically replace the marine water fuel separator. He's going to double check compression to give us dead on numbers. And also what he's going to try and do is pretty much reconnect that oil reservoir that's up here. And, you know, as you guys see, this was blank over here. This is generally, you have your oil reservoir up on the engine. Then you have your oil tank. And then, you know, your fuel in the fuel tank, and you mix, it mixes accordingly. Well, Previous owner just was old school and just didn't want to deal with filling up on oil, whether or not he uses the boat for a long period of time. Perco switch, battery. And basically what's happening is we're going to see if we can just reconnect that and do that. If we can do that, we're going to drain all the fuel out of the tank, and then we're going to run it out and run it separately, so it's just going to be fuel and oil where it's supposed to be. If in fact it's going to be a bear and not cost effective, then we are just going to keep everything the same on this vessel to where you're going to be mixing oil with your fuel right in the tank. That is the best I can tell you. The boat runs great either way, but we will make an attempt. The seller doesn't mind. My service guy is, does real nice work, real inexpensively, and we're going to attempt that. So if we can reconnect oil and separate oil and fuel, we will, and if not, that's your worst case scenario. It will run as it's been running. Sorry about the foot marks. That was me just getting it dirty. So anyway, there's a situation. If you do have any questions, give me a call. The boat is actually being picked up in the next hour, and it's going to be run up, and my service guy is going to run it out in the water and make an evaluation of whether or not we're going to separate oil and fuel. So that is the gist on this vessel, and which is why we wanted to make sure you had a working fuel gauge, because if you're doing oil and fuel mix in through the actual tank itself, then you want to make sure that your fuel gauge is reading accordingly. So that's really it. I don't know. I don't really call that a negative or a positive. Personally, me, I like, to have the reserve tank, and it's set up the way it's supposed to be. But why that was done, I have no idea. So anyway, overall, once again, Rob out here at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com with a 2010 Sea Fox. 2001 Sea Fox, 210cc. Get wet, jump in the water with us today. There's my number. And, either way, survey it, bring a mechanic, do what you got to do. It's priced accordingly. Service is being done on it in the next hour or so, just to clarify which way we're going to go. And clean title work. And that is going to be it here. So Rob out here at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com with a real nice 2001 with a real nice Mercury 150 two-stroke. Almost turnkey ready for the water, but it will be. And sea trial obviously is available on approved contracts. We have a landing basically 5 minutes from here. So anyway, Rob signing off, wishing you guys a great and safe boating day. And like I said, hopefully I didn't confuse you. But you know me, I want to make sure you guys are aware of everything. And we should have resolution probably within the next 24 hours. Rob at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com signing off, wishing you guys a great and safe boating day.